Folks, I have something very special for you today, and that is the Fuga Melodies of Steel Trilogy Box from CyberConnect 2. May, what do you think of that?
Yuppie!
Yuppie indeed. So when Fuga Melodies of Steel 3 was coming out, the devs actually announced that they were going to be putting out a physical version of these games, which as someone who loves to hoard the plastic that contains these game discs, cartridges, what have you, I found to be a pretty good thing, because this trilogy means a whole lot to me, really. Unfortunately, there is sort of a little dent right here on the box. To be fair, I did hear from someone else that the box itself was kind of flimsy, so I guess not even all that bubble wrap could keep it safe coming all the way from Japan. But regardless, I haven't taken anything out of its plastic wrapping just yet, so we're going to see what this box withholds together. Unleash the beast. This is quite hard to do doing it from the front, but I don't care. So the first thing we see when we open the box is physical copies of the 3 games, obviously. So we got ourselves Fuga 1, Fuga 2, and Fuga 3. Just feels so crazy to me that I'm actually holding physical copies of these games in my hands. Like, it only took us 4 years, but we got them. No inside artwork, unfortunately, which is kind of a bummer, but we do have physical cartridges, as you can see. Pointing such a small thing at the camera is not an easy thing to do. Funny thing about these games in particular, the font that these spines are in are not really the usual Switch font I've seen on Japanese games. So just quickly comparing Fuga with another import game that I have, Game Center CX12 Replay, for example. Yeah, notice how Fuga's font is sort of a lot more thinner, I guess you could say. I don't know, maybe I'm just making stuff up. Now, according to PlayAsia's listing, all 3 of these games are supposedly multi-language, so if I get any gameplay footage of these, preferably the first chapters of all 3, I'll let Future Jack take it away. Hey, Future Jack here. So how well do the physical versions of these games run? Well, before I inserted any of them, the first thing I did was take my Switch completely offline, not just to make sure I wouldn't accidentally download any subsequent updates made after whatever versions the cartridges have on them, but also to simulate a time where it's year 2050 whatever, and Nintendo has long since discontinued their servers for the system, in which case I'm solely relying on the games themselves to see how far you can play them without a handshake from Nintendo servers to stomp out any potential game-breaking bugs if they exist on the carts. Now, as you saw earlier, these are all Japanese games, and as you can tell, I am not kawaii nor desune, but despite them being called Senjo no Fuga on the box, they will be Fuga Melodies of Steel because my Switch is in English. So yeah, the whole multi-language thing definitely checks out. Launching into each of the games, we can see that Fuga 1 is on version 1.70, Fuga 2 is on 1.50, and somewhat unsurprisingly, since it's only been out for less than a month, Fuga 3 is on 1.00. Although it should be worth noting that Fuga 3's initial build does contain two pretty nasty bugs regarding expeditions and the advanced simulator respectively, which the devs are aware of since both of them were addressed in a recent patch. All of these games greet you with a prompt regarding fast mode the first time you start them up, so we can gladly assume that these were the most up-to-date versions at the time of production. Fuga 2 and 3 did throw me a could not connect to the internet error upon startup, but I paid it no mind and the game seemed to run completely offline without any issues. As for how well the games run, the Switch will gladly run them all at a stable 30 frames per second, which for a series like this is hardly a deal breaker even if you're used to seeing it run on vastly superior hardware. Aside from some uncomfortably long loads. And how the Switch hardware really didn't seem to like the world maps. I didn't notice anything major in terms of performance issues, so even though I've only played the first chapter of each game so far, I think I can safely say that the Fuga series is very well preserved with these physical versions. I'll leave you with a few short clips from each game before we go back to the unboxing.
C'est bien.
Yeah, so very, very cool. These, I believe, are the novels that would come with every standard copy of the games regardless. Not exactly how thorough of reads these will be, but Fuga 1 novel, Fuga 2 novel, and Fuga 3 novel. Unfortunately, as much as I'd love to read these sometimes, there's one big problem. I can't read Weeb. These all seem like pretty short reads though, like they only go up to like 25 pages at most, but yeah, fan translators, get to work on those because as short as they are, I probably would like to read them one day. And here we have a little soundtrack selection CD. Accidentally took off a little obby strip when doing that, which I believe is this bit right here. Sort of comes standard with most Japanese CDs and DVDs I've seen, really. Have ourselves a little track listing on the back. Apparently there's 12 songs on here. Beautiful design on the disc as well, look at that. Seeing if I can get this inlay out. Does it? Yeah. Yeah, it really reminds me of the good old times where the cover was actually part of the inlay. Inlay contains lyrics for all the songs, it seems. Well, mostly the abridged versions of them at least. Future Jack back here again. The CD's track list consists of Flower on the Trails, Beyond Our Sight, and Memories of the Earth and Skies from Fuga 1, A Little Happiness Forever from Melodies of Steel, Wherever the Wind Takes Us, Mama Will Protect You, The Power of Tears, and Smile and Hope for Sun from Fuga 2, then Fuga of the Soul, The Roaring Mad Emperor, Shining Stars, and Remembering You from Fuga 3. The songs shown here with an asterisk next to them are labelled as short versions, and the total runtime of the disc is about 25 minutes. Like damn, just flip it over and see how much space is taken up by actual music. Why yes, I am stupid for listening to Fuga songs on my PS2. Yeah, definitely gonna be ripping this bad boy. And next up we have... Metal Slug! Actually, no, I kid. This is just a golden minifigure of the Tyrannus. Still pretty cool, though. Got all its minute little details down. And lastly, behind all this, we have the Trilogy art book. Yeah, buddy. So pages 3 through 30 are all about Fuga 1. Pages 31 through 60 are all about Fuga 2. And the rest is pretty much all about Fuga 3. Yeah, all this artwork is very beautiful to have all in one place. Even got a couple of extra stuff. I especially love this one because, come on, May looks so cute here. How can you not love her? So all in all, this thing is about 107 pages long. Yeah, so much artwork to pack all into 107 pages. So yeah, that is the Fuga Melodies of Steel Trilogy Box. Definitely worth the purchase if you're a fan of this series like I am. I think overall with shipping this came out to about £150. I'm pretty sure without that this is about £85, so only like £8 off what it would take you to get this whole trilogy through Steam without waiting for sales or anything like that. But the way I see it, you're essentially spending like 60 on all those goodies, which is already a bonus on top of having hard copies of all 3 of those games. So yeah, that was my unboxing of the Fuga Trilogy Box, and I'll see you next time in whatever I upload next. Peace out.